Hey everybody, and welcome to Adobe Spark. So this is the first component of your assignment for social media, and you're going to use this great tool provided by Adobe called Adobe Spark. So you're going to go to Adobe spark.adobe.com. You're going to open this page, and we're going to get you started. Now again, you're going to get a free account here, so you're not going to be paying for anything. And we're going to use this program to do some of the graphic design work for setting up your Instagram and Twitter profile. It's a great tool that allows you to do some design work and resize it for these platforms. Extremely easy, export it out and get started. So this is that first component. We're going to walk through basically the three different types of graphics you're going to need for your profiles and then your post that you're going to use for Instagram. So we're going to go to the start for free, and that's going to load up the spark.adobe.com registration screen where you're going to be able to continue with Google. So you're going to select continue with Google, and this is going to allow you to, again, use your Finlandia email address. You're going to log into Google if you're not already logged in. And this is going to start your account within Adobe. So as you can see here, this popped open. I'm ready to get started. And you can already see from the top that they're being really helpful with these different templates because you're trying to figure out, how you're going to show off your podcast that you created. Again, you're doing this assignment to help promote your podcast because it's a real assignment that makes the most sense here for you to be able to complete this. Now, what I do want to point out, you're going to see things that have these little yellow kind of flags on them. Up here, you can see it says upgrade. Those are premium templates. You're not going to be able to use those because, again, you're on a free account. So just as a heads up, but again, you aren't going to have to pay for anything. You aren't going to have to put in a credit card. None of that. So please do not do that. Utilize Adobe Spark for free. So to get started in Adobe Spark, we need to create some graphics. We already know we're going to boot up an Instagram account, which means we're going to need an Instagram profile picture. We're going to need an Instagram post. And then you're going to spin up a Twitter account, which means you're going to need a Twitter profile image, a Twitter header image as well. So 4 total images. So the easiest way to do this is I'm actually going to go to this blue plus icon over on the upper left-hand side. I'm going to click that, and it's going to ask me, what kind of project do I want to do? So I'm actually going to go down to view all. I want you all to be able to see some of the things that you have as options here to be able to kind of put things together. So you can actually click on graphics up at the top, and you're going to see it broken down by platform. So Facebook and Twitter, we've got Twitter ads, quotes, a promo, Facebook ad, Facebook header, these types of graphics here. Instagram ad, promo, story for the story components. We've got things for print. We've got ads, all kinds of different things that you can just get started with. Now, what I want you all to kind of think through here is, what do you want to be that profile image for Instagram and Twitter to represent your podcast? If you used anchor.fm, it allowed you to basically create kind of a generic podcast cover image. Generally speaking, you would use that image for this. So you could go back to Anchor and you could, pull that graphic and use that. If you want to create something new, feel free to use Spark to do that, just because it can be, kind of straightforward in doing the process of what you want to actually put for those profile icons. Now, one of the things that you do want to remember here is when you're creating these graphics, you see your image in Instagram is usually shared in circular form. So your profile image itself is a circle. So we want to keep that in mind when you're starting to design things. Same with Twitter, that profile image you see is a circle. So when you're putting together your design, keep that in mind for the center, keep things kind of centered. So let's get started here. So what I'm going to just kind of, jump right into is I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to actually click Instagram and just hit enter. So it's going to pull up templated things created that by other people for Instagram. So you're going to see sample posts, you're going to see sample looks of things, and you can start scrolling through. Again, recognize if it's got the yellow flag, it's premium, so you're not going to be able to use that. But you can kind of start brainstorming things by looking through this and seeing what kind of matches with your podcast, because you want this to be, representative of your podcast and what you feel like, what it looks like, and kind of work from there. So look through here, see what you like. If you want to start completely from scratch, that is 100% okay as well. So I'm going to click on that blue plus, which is now in the upper right, and I'm going to select a custom size graphic. And what this is going to do is it's going to ask me select a size. So I can go social profile, and you can start to see some of the different things here, pages and different things. You can look at standard sizing. You can look at social post sizing. So here's Instagram story, Instagram portrait, Twitter. All these different things are listed here. I'm just going to select Instagram square, a 1080 by 1080, and hit next. This is going to give me a square to work from. And so again, I'm going to use this space to be able to build out my social profile image, which is going to be that podcast. So just to go kind of generic here, I'm going to throw some text, and I can look through these different styles and see if there's something that I really like here. I think for now, I'm going to do this graphic. Oh, I can't. Remember, premium. Just to kind of remind you guys, you do not have to start a trial or pay for anything. So look for the things without the yellow. Those yellow tags are all their premium things. You're going to see those a lot. But I'm going to grab this graphic here. And once it's in place, then I can start to edit it. So over on the right-hand side, you'll see edit text. So I'm going to put Jeremiah's CPT202 podcast. So again, this would be whatever the name of your podcast is going to be. That color is terrible. I'm going to grab some different colors here to be able to make this stand out. Maybe you want to change the sizing. Maybe you want to change the alignment. You can really start to play in here and have some fun with this. I want you guys to customize these however you see fit, whatever you want to do. For me right now, I'm not a huge fan of the spacing, so I'm going to use line spacing to stretch that out a little bit. Letter spacing, I can bring this in a little bit tighter. But there we go. So I've got something pretty simplistic here in the center. Now remember, this is going to be cut to be a circle, so I want to shrink it down a little bit more so it's in line and centered here. And I think I want to do a background. So just by clicking on the background, I can do a color, or I can choose an image. And so you can go through and see like free photos, what's there. So I can just put, maybe I just want to find something that's like a circle, some kind of cool color pattern, and throw that behind there. So, I kind of like this, but now I got to go back and change my text so you can actually read it. Make that white. That still isn't looking great. So what else can I do here? I can add a shadow. And I'm going to change that to black here. Now it's starting to pop a little bit more. I can also go to the background. So I'm clicked back on the background. And I can start to kind of like change some things. So I could add some filters. So I could do some colors. I could grayscale it. I could darken it, which that's what I wanted to do. So that's looking kind of, not too shabby. Like I kind of like the look of that. So say this is what I want to roll with. Once you get this figured out, the color or the size you want to pick, you're going to select download here in the upper right-hand corner. You can do PNG, JPEG, doesn't matter. I'm going to do PNG, hit start download. What this is going to do is download this file to my computer, and now I'm good to go with my profile image. So I've got a profile image now for both Twitter and for Instagram. So now I need to think, what else do I need to build? I need that header, like profile image for Twitter, and then I need my first actual post for Instagram. So the nice thing that I can do here is I can stay in this template, right? So if this is kind of what I'm looking for and what I'm wanting to do for my actual podcast, I'm going to use the same template, and I'm just going to add some more text. So I want my title for sure to be on my Instagram post. This is, very important, right? This is how people are going to find you. So I've got this, and I've got it centered. It still has the look. I'm going to add more text. And I'm just going to do generic text here. And I'm going to say, episode 1 now available. And I'm going to drag that out. Make sure that's centered here with the other text. Now, obviously, this is a lot of white, so I'm going to change the text color. I want to do something so it stands out a little bit more. So I'm going to start playing with different colors that are complementary here. You want to, again, be able to get people's attention. So sometimes using contrasting colors will do that. You can use some color theory here. But just kind of scroll back and forth and see what looks best and what's going to jump out. I'm actually kind of liking more of the yellow. So now you have the podcast, episode 1 now available. This is, a great post for Instagram. I'm going to go hit download. Again, start download. It's going to download the file. Now I've got my first Instagram post. I have my profile image. I'm still missing that wide angle Twitter cover image. Now, normally you'd want to okay, I got to start over with a different graphic. The cool thing here is you don't have to actually do that. I can go to resize over on the right-hand corner here, select resize, and it gives me these social post styles. So if I scroll down, I'm going to find Twitter. And now I can click on Twitter. It's going to resize proportions. Now, because this is just my generic Twitter header, really what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete my text because I don't need this to be on that Twitter. I'm just going to use this background photo. It'll tie the profile together nicely. It'll give it something, to just represent, to build out that profile. It can be whatever you want. I'm going to download, again, PNG, download, boom. Now I've got everything I need for this assignment. I've got my profile image for both Twitter and Instagram. I have my Twitter header image, which we just downloaded, and I have my first post for Instagram. That's it. Those are all you need to build out an Adobe Spark to be able to complete this assignment. As you saw, I did it all from this single file. I love Adobe Spark because of this. I can, go through, change styles. If you were going to do this long term, you'd want to save each one of those as an individual file because you want to keep those as a template to be able to work from for future posts. So every time you're doing a post of a new podcast, you'd want to have a similar look. You could start to build that out in Adobe Spark. So I want you to take some time to play in Adobe Spark. Again, lots of fun designing here. You don't have to know Photoshop. You don't have to have that extensive knowledge. You can get started right away in Adobe Spark. So I hope you do this. I hope you enjoy it. These graphics will work, and then you can start to jump into these other videos that'll walk you through setting up your Instagram account and setting up your Twitter account. So jump into the next video to keep moving through the assignment.